Well, it's another hot, sunny day in Lincolnshire, and that pea tower that I bought yesterday, or obelisk, was from the Yorkshire Trading Company, if anybody's got one close by. And I've just been back and bought two more because I was quite impressed with them. They're very sturdy and they're also made of metal, not plastic, so they're going to last quite a long time. Also, while I was out, I couldn't resist getting another plant. That's a cordyline, a really good size. That was from Morrison's and it's called a Red Star. That was only £3.50. So today we'll get this potted on and encourage it to grow even bigger. I've also got another 6 bags of compost because now we've filled up these big planters behind me. We were running a little bit low, but thanks to all the people that keep donating to the channel, we can just pop back out and get a fresh supply. Thank you so much for yesterday's donators. It's amazing just how much support we get from followers of this channel, and every time we get a donation we put it back into the channel, so bit by bit everybody is going to have a little piece of this Caravan container garden that they've contributed to. So on with today, and we've got one or two things that we need to sort out, like potting on things. So we'll just take a quick look round and see how everything is going. As you can see, we've now filled that second planter. I just popped those peppers up there out of the way. And the other one is coming along nicely. We're getting quite a lot of warm weather and sun at the moment, even though last night it did drop quite cold, but it didn't bother any of these plants. And in answer to one follower's question, am I leaving cucumbers, peppers and tomatoes outside? And the answer to that is yes. This cucumber plant has been outside since we bought it and it looks perfectly fine, and it's also getting lots of fresh growth. And so are those tomato plants. I think we've reached a point now where they'll be fine outside, depending where you live, because in some areas you can still get frost right up until mid-May, but we pass ours at the end of April. I've also potted on that blueberry bush, trying to encourage even more growth from it this year. And that's his new supply of compost. So plenty to go at for today's jobs. And we have got quite a few things to do. We've still got plants here that need taking out and moving, probably into those planters that we just set up. And the reason I'm not putting those peppers in there is because of those. That's celery, and celery is not a good companion plant for peppers. So we're going to put some of those in, some more carrots, and those are going to be the little round ones that we put in this time. And then we'll see what we've got left. We can always pop out and get something else. So as you can see, everything is looking perfectly healthy. We've not had any problems with this tomato plants. In fact, they're growing quite quickly. I'll show you an example of the Tumbling Tom cherry tomato plants, because we bought some a week ago and we put them in those balcony pots, and then we got another set yesterday. So this is one of those plants that we bought yesterday. Nice little compact Tumbling Tom cherry tomato. But take a look at the one that we only put in last week that was the exact same size as this one. And there's two of them that we potted on into these balcony planters. And you can see just what a difference a week's made since we potted those on. They're coming on really well. So I'm really pleased with those. And we're getting a few extra flowers coming out on these petunias as well. So as you can see, a massive difference in size in just a week. So we better get some more things potted on and transplanted today, because we've got this 2-tier planter behind me that's just begging for something to be put in it. So that'll be today's job, and we'll pop that cordyline on as well into a bigger container. And the way things are going here at the moment, I don't think it's going to be very long before that plant is twice its size. Just before we do that, I'll give you another quick look at that one pepper plant that we topped quite a while ago. And we said if we top it, it's going to produce extra side growth. And you can see that it's definitely doing that. But it's also starting to get fresh top growth as well. So we're going to end up with a really nice compact bushy pepper plant. For today, we're going to get these plants in. This has been filled same as the previous one. And then we added bone meal, bloodfish and bone. So we know there's plenty of nutrition in there. We'll get a few plants in here. Maybe we'll put a couple in a container, because when it comes to celery, you need to space it properly. So 10 to 12 inches apart, which does seem quite a lot for small plants like this, but they will struggle if they're too close together. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to make a nice deep hole in there and we'll get a plant out and see how it looks. And you can see that they're definitely ready to go, but they're not to a point where they're getting root bound, so that's perfect. Some really nice growth on that. Let's get that one in. So bury them to the same size as they came out if you're doing this. I've tried growing them from seed before and they've always been a bit of a pain. So around about the length of this should be enough. A pretty easy job for a hot, sunny Sunday morning. So that sort of spacing is perfect. And all these plants are basically the same, so we've picked the right time to move them on. And I think this is the first time that we've actually planted celery on this channel, because we tried growing it from seed and it was a bit difficult. So about that width once again. We don't have to be exact, we just need to make sure they've got plenty of space between them. We don't want to be causing problems for these plants later on. So drop that plug in, we'll firm it in, keeping it at the same level it came out. And that's another one done. So now we've got that row of celery sorted out, we're going to get some carrots in. And I've just started putting a couple in, putting them slightly closer together than we did that celery. And these ones are round carrots and they're called Atlas. And because these are multi-sown, I'm hoping that they're going to grow similar to what beetroot does, with them being round. So as they grow, push each other apart. And if we only get baby carrots, that'll do me. It's an experiment, so we'll just see how that goes. And you can see that these are definitely ready for coming out. Loads and loads of roots on bottom. So, as I said, slightly closer together. We'll get those plugs pushed in. Once again, to the same level that they came out. We're not burying things any deeper. See how many we get in. And then I might put some in containers as well. You can see where these carrots are trying to grow. Hopefully this is going to work out. If not, we can still sow more seeds and grow more carrots if we want to. There's plenty of time to be doing that. And I'm just using, again, this broom handle just to try and keep the rows as straight as I can. I've also got some little gem plants, and these are ones that I grew myself. And you can see that they're a really good size, so we might as well pop these in. And again, I'm not giving them that much space. But I think we're taking these out at the perfect time. So let's get some more little gem lettuce, aren't we? Definitely one of my favourites. Pushing them right down. And if you get any leaves that's actually touching compost, you can just pinch those off. They're not going to do anything anyway. They're your first leaves. So if you pinch those away, you've just got a nice little upright plant. And that's what I tend to do with lettuce. Pinch off bottom leaves to keep it clear of that compost. Some of these are slightly smaller than others, so we'll see how much they catch up once they're all in the same area. I've decided to add a couple of tumbling tom cherry tomatoes to this as well. We've got a nice amount of space there, so I'm going to put one of those at each end and we'll see how they get on in a bigger container. So round about there, nice deep hole. If you get any leggy tomato plants, you know that you can rebury them, and we're going to do that so it leans that way. These are nice stocky little plants, so we don't need to bury these any deeper, but we can leave as labelling. So I'm going to put one at this end and one at the other end. We'll virtually end up with a full salad right outside Caravan door, which is brilliant. And for a bit of colour and to help protect from pests, we're going to plant a row with these French marigolds. Once again, really nice little plants these, but ready to go. So we'll leave a little bit of a gap around that tomato plant, and then we'll just get that put straight in. A nice bit of colour, and again a nice gap. We'll put those in, push them down, and this planter looks amazing already. So I think just one more on this end and that'll do us. And then we've got that lower level to plant up as well, but I'll do that a little later on today. But already this looks brilliant. So there we go, once again a nice variety of plants in there. Celery, round carrots, little gem lettuce, a tumbling tom cherry tomatoes, and then a nice bit of colour at the front. So at some point we'll crack on and we'll get this last level done, and that will be both as planters fully set up. And since it's such a warm sunny day today, we might as well carry on for rest on it and get as much done as we can. And one of them jobs is to pot this on. You can see the roots coming out the bottom of there. It's desperate for a bigger pot, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've got a good sized planter, but I'm just going to make drain holes in bottom first. Your pots rarely come with holes already made, so it's best to check that every time, and sometimes you may need to add extra ones. For now that'll do, but as you can see it's a good sized container, so we'll get that filled. We'll get this plant out. You saw how dense those roots were, and when we take it out it becomes even more apparent how desperate this plant is to be moved. We want to get it just below level of this container, which is about there. Once again, not burying that plant any deeper, but we are going to fill in around it after and firm it down as well. I'm sure it's definitely going to appreciate this move. And there you go, as quick as that. This plant's now got a new lease of life. So there you go, quick and easy, and this plant already looks 100% better for its new container. So thank you so much to everybody that continues to support this channel. You've kept us chins up through which was quite a difficult time, and as I said earlier, thanks to the donations that we've received, it's helping us build this caravan container garden bigger and bigger between us all. So thank you so much for your generosity, it's massively appreciated, and I'll put the names of his latest donators at the end of this video. So enjoy your Sunday wherever you are, and if you want to see what we're going to be doing this coming week, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you then. You all take care. Thank you.